I wanted to start this video off talking about how I'd just come back from the cinema, wasn't planning to do a video, but I enjoyed it so much that I wanted to. However, it took me over a week to get this damn video out, so yeah, better late than never again, I guess. Dragon Ball Z Superhero. What a name. I suppose a bit of context here. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, coming back from school and seeing it on Cartoon Network, and watched all the way through to the end of Dragon Ball GT. Loved all of it, besides GT, and then left it there. I know the show got reinvigorated again with Dragon Ball Kai, and then Super bounced off the back of that, and there's been a couple of movies since then. Fairly certain they've all taken place between the events of the Majin Buu saga and when GT would have started. I've seen none of Super, if I'm honest. I watched the trailer for this and saw that they'd changed that 2D art format into CG and thought I'd just give it a go. And I'm really glad I did, because I could not have had a more fun time with this. First and foremost, I suppose we better talk about that art. We've seen a lot of jumps and changes in animation from franchises. Some have been big wins and others have been pretty bad duds. Frankly, I think this jump into 3D animation works in Dragon Ball's favour so much. Being a show full of high stakes, fast paced combat, this format makes it A, easier to show off all those cool moves that they can do, and B, easier for us, the audience, to follow it. It's just very fluid, and I think it really suits that OG Akira Toriyama art style. It better defines their muscles, and it makes those colours and those vibrant backgrounds pop even more. And it didn't limit the character's movement outside of combat either. Every character in this was just full of expression and had loads of personality. So I think that was very much a win. Toei Animation nailed it. As for the story, to be honest, I thought I would be lost having seen none of the films previous to this in Super. And to be fair, I did watch a 20-minute summary video on YouTube, and I think that did help massively. But I do think this film very much springboards off that Cell saga from the OG Dragon Ball series. So if you've seen all the way up to there and then watch this, to be honest, I think you can get most of the gist of this film. Also, the other thing I really loved here was that this was primarily a Gohan and Piccolo movie, even more so Piccolo. From what I've seen from glimpsing through a lot of the new content that's come out from Dragon Ball, a lot of it seems to be centered around Goku and Vegeta, and these baddies are just getting bigger and bigger until the universes are at stake. This story showed a lot of love for Piccolo and Gohan, and it was great to see a bit of a smaller scale fight, but it being just as tense. I think Piccolo and Gohan have always had a great dynamic with each other, and it was also great to see a lot of the other characters that have grown up since the original events of Dragon Ball Z. Goten and Trunks aren't little kids anymore, they're now teenagers, and that was mad to see. It was also just a really funny film. There had some serious moments here and there, but it managed to interject humour into nearly every scene. I think the best part of the film for me was just watching that old gang bounce off these conversations with one another and intermixing it with these great visual gags too. I just think it's got this really good mixture of humour, which makes you want to kick your feet up and relax, but also has these really great classic Dragon Ball Z fights that we're all expecting and just makes you feel pumped. I also thought the new enemies introduced, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, were really interesting additions and made for some of the more unique characters that we've seen in the show. It wasn't another Super Saiyan, and it wasn't another version of Goku or Vegeta. I also happened to watch it in dub, and it was great to see a lot of the OG voice actors back as well. Being a show with a nearly 20-something year runtime now, it did try to help out newcomers with these scenes that had flashbacks to give context to what was going on, but I think at the end of the day, it only really helped people like me out who just needed a vague reminder. As much as I would love newcomers to get into this and enjoy it, I just think a lot of those character relationships are going to get lost on you here. But for anyone that's even the least bit familiar with this series, I would definitely recommend watching this. It's slowly coming out cinemas at the moment, but if you can find it anywhere that's still currently showing it, I would wholly recommend going to watch it. To be fair, it might be coming out on Crunchyroll sooner rather than later anyway, and if you can't go see it at the cinemas, definitely try and watch it on there. So yeah, Dragon Ball Z Superhero. Have you already seen it? What are your thoughts on the film? I'd love to hear in the comments down below. And if you liked this video, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, it always helps out. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews on movies, anime and video games. Until next time guys, take care. Bye bye.